So welcome to Friday Sews. I'm Alison, this is Sew Like Dotty, and today I've got some recent makes. I say some, my Sojo arrived back last Friday and it's not stopped since. But in between, I'm trying to get out in some sunshine. So you may have seen 2 days ago, I did share a vlog on shearing. It's a bit of an updated vlog if you do want to check that out. There's quite a lot on shearing on the cover stitch machine, but I do include shearing on the sewing machine as well. So I did it on my new brother. First time I've done it on there, sussed it. So what have I got for you today? I've got one dress and I've got 2 bags. So I have made some other things, but I'm not going to share them all at one go. It would be too much. Yeah, we'll do that another day. So the sun's out. This wasn't even on my makes for this month. It was fabric that I bought and I shared in, I feel like I'm going like that, but it's because it's really sunny outside. I shared it in my April makes, I think, and I was going to make a top out of it. But I know that one of my lovely friends, Lynn, is giving me some green seersucker gingham. And this, I thought it was green, but it's more of a pale blue colour. And this is, remove that thread, this is the dress that I made doing the shearing the other day. So I thought I would talk you through how I did it. So this came from Ammo Threads. I'll pop a link in the description box. I think it was £4.95 or £5.95 a metre. If I look a bit glowy, it's because I've got sun cream on rather than anything else today. So it's quite, on its own, it's quite see-through. It's a typical seersucker. But I sat outside yesterday, I was doing my EPP and I had a vest top on, and now I've got a vest shape tan. Now I'm not trying to, you know, I know I had sun cream on and everything, but obviously I'm very fair and I don't want to have those marks because I'm going on holiday soon and all of my bathers are strapless and I like something that you can just wear to here. So today I thought I'm going to make a sheer dress. So if you were waiting for the Pintux vlog, I think that'll be next week. I've got to work with the weather, what can I say? So I really like the design of shearing where you have a few rows and then a gap and a few more rows. So I decided to do that with this for the first time. Now the fabric, to be fair, has got coloured lines on, so I just use those lines to my advantage. But if you don't, then when you're doing your shearing, just put some removable lines on with either your chalk pens or removable ink pens. Obviously just test and make sure it's going to come off. And I know people say sometimes those removable pens, at -10 it comes out again. Well, I'm never going to wear a sundress in -10. It's not really a problem. I've never really had that problem, I've got to say. So what did I do? At the top of the dress, I just turned it over enough for me to thread 0.8mm elastic through, and then I've just top stitched that down. I normally do the channel first, but I forgot to do, and I did it after, but it was fine. And then I just started, so I've done 4 rows of shearing elastic. I don't know how well you'll see the defined rows because it's quite nicely gathered in, but there's 4 rows there. Then I did a gap, then another 4, a gap and another 4, and then a gap and another 4. So altogether there's like 4 chunks of shearing. I just stopped after the 3rd row, put it up against me and thought, is that as far down as I want it to go? No, I'll do another one. Now at that point it was trailing on the floor. I knew it was too long, but I also thought this is really see-through and I kind of don't mind. I've got a white strapless bra on today that I'm going to go out in the garden in it with. If I'm on holiday and I've got a bather on the top half, that's fine, but what I didn't want to do was it be totally see-through for like my legs and bum. So I could have just cut it off and added it on, but in typical Alison style, this is all when it's as one flat piece of fabric. I just doubled over what was left at the bottom, so it comes to just past my knee, which, as you know, isn't a length I normally wear, but you know, I need to get my legs out and get a little bit of a tan. So, well, not a tan, bit of colour. No good if they just covered over. So I've literally just doubled over this bottom bit. It's given a nice bit of body as well. And I'll get some pictures and add those in later. So I'll hold it up. So it literally looks like this. Now I steamed it before I decided on the size. I literally just used selvage to selvage and shirred across, and then I've literally just done one seam right up the back, hemmed the top over and hemmed the bottom, and I've got them pretty well lined up, I think, as near as I could at the back. If anybody's that close, well, you know, I think I'm being a bit critical of myself because I think I've done a good job on that. Normally I do the shearing so it's a little bit tighter, but actually I thought with the elastic at the top, I want to see the detail. I don't want it to be too pulled out. So yeah, really happy with that. So as I say, I'll get a picture of it. So basically I did everything on the flat, and then I steamed it all, and then after that I did a seam up, folded the top over, threaded the elastic through, and then hemmed the bottom of it. Sorry, I was a bit distracted there. There was a call coming through from a place that I have no idea where it is. So that is that dress done. I did have some, I think I might have chucked them out. I think I did one in might have been a polycotton or something like that. I mean, this will have some polyester with being like a gingham thing. But I do find that for me, I like a bit of drape. I don't like them to be too rigid, and this still looks really nice. So I will pop it on. I mean, I'm obviously going to show you me with my shoulders out, my legs out and everything, but just take me as I am. I don't, you know, I am who I am. Lumps, bumps, varicose veins and all. So the other mix that I've done this week are, well, I've done more, as I said, but 2 bags that I've made that I wanted to share with you, which you might have seen me share on my grid on Instagram, but I wanted to take the time to share them with you today. So the first one that I finished was launched I think they were both launched last Friday actually, and it's the bucket bag by Sew Over It. Now this pattern was gifted to me as a pattern insider. I've not pattern tested it, that's already done, but the pattern insiders, I love being a pattern insider for Sew Over It. We just get asked if we want to make them up and the pattern's given to us. It's a confident beginner, but I would say it's like pretty easy. But I did try out some of my sideways. So why am I doing that? Sideways sewing on my new machine. But not only sideways, when I got to the next one, I started doing angles and all sorts. I'll show you that. So it was one of the features of this machine. It's the Brother VQ2 that I wanted, because when I'm making bags, that manoeuvring the bags around is really kind of bothering my thumb joints, and so I found this quite easy to do. So it's a very simple construction. I'll tell you how much fabric it takes. For the main fabric, it's 0.65, lining is 0.4, interface and 0.4. So it's a bit of a scrap buster as well. So I just used fabric that I had in my stash. The lining is this, I think it's Lewis and Irene one with little bunnies and things. It's very spring-like. I got that in a sale a couple of months ago. I got some fat quarters. So I just used that. It's got a slip pocket on the inside. And as you can see on, well, the line drawings on the front, you basically got a drawstring around the side and then you draw it through there. You could do other things, like you could put a pocket on the front, I guess, if you wanted to. So this is mine. It's made out of the same denim that my first Aspen dress is made out of. So I actually wore it when we went to the bingo for my leave and do the other day. I'll pop a picture of it up featuring in the bingo. I didn't win, but my friend did. Oh my God. I know this isn't about bingo, but honestly, I mean, I've done Bongo's bingo, which is just completely bonkers. And I've done bingo on holiday when it's in like 5 languages and takes forever. But we were like, oh, it's really fast, isn't it? And they said, he's really slow shouting the numbers out. At one point, I just got totally lost off and was like, I'll just wait for the next one. Anyway, really enjoyed my little leave and do, and then we went for some gorgeous food. So I used the rainbow hardware, which I get from First for Fabrics. I made the strap. It's just self-coloured. I didn't interface it. I think I might do, but also I've got some other, it's just here. I've got some other webbing, which I think would be quite nice. This isn't massively strong, but I've got 2 strips of it that I could stitch together. I'm not sure yet. I might just leave it as it is. Yeah, and it got a few like, oh, that's nice, and oh, would he make me ones and things like that, which is always a good sign. So this is it. Sorry, there's light flickering and I don't know why. That is it. There's loads of room inside it. I mean, I have my normal camera, phone, bingo, dabber, that kind of thing in there, but there's absolutely loads and loads of room. The bit that I would say I would do slightly differently if I was doing it again is you start off by sewing the two outer rectangles together at the sides, and then once you've done that, you attach these strips up the side. I think to make it much easier, you could sew one of these up before you do the other side. That would make it a little bit easier. I think that's probably the trickier bit for the beginner, confident beginner. I just used a iron-on interfacing for it, and then it's really straightforward. Obviously, it tells you in the instructions how to construct the strap. It tells you how to construct this little, whatever this is called, thing that you thread it through. Can't think of the name. And then you do your two ties, obviously lining with the pocket. I didn't put a pocket in, I'll be honest, because I thought it's going to be a chuck it in bag. I'm not really bothered about a pocket. And then you've got your little stopper for your straps as well, which is great. So they just slide up, and I just popped on one of these lovely labels that says handmade limited edition, which lovely Libby sent me through the post. So let me know. There's a few of them popped up on Instagram. You can search for Sew Over It bucket bag if you want to have a little look. Oh, I look like I'm being snapped by the paparazzi. Where's that? I think it's coming off my ring light. I don't know. But that is bag number 1. I think I like it more than I thought I was going to like it. And I definitely think I can see myself making more of those. I think they're great. I mean, you could make them, once you've made them as a handbag, if you wanted to, you could make like a makeup bag. You could have, like, if you've got hair rollers, hair products, like Velcro rollers, that kind of thing, you know, little storage bags. They would be really nice. So don't think, oh, that's just a handbag. I don't think it is at all. And the strap is long enough that you can choose to wear it crossbody or across your shoulder. I always do crossbody, so that is perfect for me. So that is the second make that I wanted to share with you this week. The third make is another bag, totally different design. And I was a day late with this one, but thanks to Adam for messaging me and saying, would you like to make my new bag? It's a bit like Michael Kors, and I know that you like that, and Adam, you were absolutely right. And it is called the Linda purse. So this is it just here. They're the ones that Adam's made up on the front of there. Now, the instructions in this, there aren't pattern pieces. There's one for the side panel, actually, which is like the end panel here, but the rest of it are just measurements that you get given. It really straightforward to follow. I did have receipt of Adam's sew along video, and if you know me, you know I'm quite a visual learner. So I actually popped that on Friday night when I got in, had a little watch of that, and I thought, oh yeah, that's really straightforward, and cracked straight on with it on Saturday morning. So that sew along is for free when you buy the pattern. So yeah, really, really simple to do. There's lots of different ones on Adam. So just search for Adam Sews on Instagram. There are lots of different ones. I did originally cut out a quilted fabric that I had, but I just wasn't feeling it. And I think that's what slowed me down, because I'd kind of cut that out last Tuesday and I was like, meh, you know that, you know what I mean? So this is it. People kept saying it's a Liberty print. It's a Liberty print. It's the Wiltshire Burries that is a Liberty print, but you can get it in other places. Now I've got this in cotton poplin. I've had it for a little while, and I just keep using bits of it in other things. So this is my bag. I think she's quite pretty. What do you think? So I did a little handmade label from Little Rosy Cheeks in the middle. Now you're meant to have 1-inch square D-rings. I didn't have them, but I had these silver sliders. I just improvised. I think it looks fine. On the end, you've got your sections, and although it's a handbag, I do like a shoulder bag. So in the construction, I just put these on, and this is the cross bit. So I literally didn't move any of this. My machine, I can't say I set off there. It went forward, did that. Then I put it into that way mode, and it did that. Then I went up, then along, and then I went angle down, across, and angle up without moving anything. I was like, oh, I love this a lot. It took me a couple of goes to get used to it, and it sounds different because you know how normally your needle goes in each stitch. It kind of doesn't. It kind of does. You'll see. I'll put a video in. It does a couple of noises, and I thought, oh, it's missing stitches at first, but it's not. It must do something with the bobbin. I've no idea, but I really like it. Yeah, and I already had this 1-inch pink webbing, so I've got enough of it to create a strap. But I think I've got a pink strap. I love it that I can move straps. That's move straps from one bag to the other. So inside of it, I've got it stuffed at the moment. Let me just get my stuffing out and pop that out the way. So I used this lining fabric, which was from First for Fabrics. And I think this zipper was from Lovely Jubbly, and the slider zipper pull was from First for Fabrics. There are two pockets in it. There's a welt pocket, which I didn't do because I was short of time and I didn't want to let Adam down. But I've got to say, his so long video for the welt pocket is so good. I would go back to it if I was doing it in a jacket or trousers. It was really clear. So that's one that I definitely need to refer to because they put the fear in me, I'm not going to lie. So I didn't do it not because I had the fear, just because I wanted to get it, just because. Like proper north, aren't I? Northern. Just because I wanted to get it finished. So it's also got a slip pocket in, which Adam tells you where to place it, and then you decide how many you want. So I did put the slip pocket in, that's just here, and I just split it in half, and you've got that pocket there. And then the inside of these ends are just covered with bias binding. The construction of it's really easy. What I'm learning about bag making as a new to bag making person is with bag making, there's a lot of prep. So there's a lot of prep, there's a lot of interfacing. I'm learning that you use different types of interfacing, way different to dressmaking. I'm learning how to make the straps. Adam talks you through making these out of webbing or vinyl. And it's a lot of getting it all together and then whoosh, let's go make the bag. And I'm really enjoying the process. So with this one, you make the straps, and you cut your lengths of these, and then you basically make like a huge loop out of it all and then sew that onto your flat outer fabric. So that outer fabric already has your handles attached and everything. And then you put your zipper in, and Adam talks you through how to use your continuous zipper tape. Really easy to do. And then once you've got that all done and zipped together, then you attach the ends. You could put some feet on the bottom if you want to. I didn't. But yeah, I'm really happy with all of those makes. And as I said, there are more. So I know lots of you sent me ideas for the skirt last week. I've made the skirt. I've done my toile of it and I'm really happy with it. So I'll show you that next week. And I've made another bag and I've made something else and I can't remember. But I feel, yeah, I'm back. I wasn't gone for long, but I'm fully back. But the sun's out and I need to go. So I will see you really soon.